Hello friends. Today we're going to discuss about World Health Day 2026. Every year we observe this day on 7th of April. This year theme is Together for Health, Stand with Science. Let's discuss with this theme. Whether this theme is very apt for the contemporary world will be discussed in this video. I'm Dr. Suresh Badadmat, Professor of Psychiatry, working at National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore. Every year on 7th of April, we observe this World Health Day. This 7th of April is the founding day of World Health Organization in 1948. WHO every year highlights an important health issues, brings it to the global forum to solve that issue. In fact, since its inception, WHO has brought various important health issues, raised its importance, brought all the researchers, scientists, policymakers together to solve the health-related issues and save many lives. Since 1974, World Health Organization through vaccination has saved more than 150 million people, my dear friends. So World Health Organization is playing an important role. On this day, on 7th of April, we observe to raise awareness about the key public health concern which is haunting the public at large. At the same time, it encourages government, institutions to strengthen healthcare systems, to promote healthy lifestyle and prevent various chronic illnesses. It also urges politicians, policymakers, bureaucrats to invest in health. So World Health Organization has an important role to play across the globe. Every year, World Health Organization comes up with a specific theme to address the health concern. If you look at this, in the past 10 years, there are various health issues have been highlighted. From the bottom, we can see in 2017, depression, let's talk. So World Health Organization focused on depression, death by suicide. In 2018, it discussed about universal health coverage for everyone and everywhere. So in this way, they have been raising various issues across the globe and try to solve various health-related issues. This year theme 2026 is Together for Health, Stand with Science. So this is the official theme for this year. Let's understand about this theme. Together for Health, what does it mean? Stand with Science, what does it mean? Let's discuss each one of them. Together for Health. If you look at what happens when the world's best scientists get together, they do various research, they detect the disease very fast, they are able to solve the disease-related treatment, health policies get smarter. So these researchers, scientists collaborate across the globe so that they can solve various health-related issues. So this is Together for Health. This emphasizes health is a collective responsibility of every citizen of the globe. This theme calls for global cooperation between countries, researchers, scientists, policymakers, politicians, and communities. Together for Health supports the idea that no country can tackle the health challenges alone. It requires combined, collaborative effort. Recognizing this connection between the human health, animal health, and environment is also becoming very important. COVID-19 clearly brought in how zoonosis, various health issues can become pandemic. So we need to work together to tackle very important health issues. So now the question is, to stand with science, what does it mean? It encourages people, government, institution to trust scientific evidence-based healthcare decision. That means policy making should be research-based, evidence-based. It highlights the importance of research, innovation, and public health data to make important decisions with regard to health investments. We need to counter misinformation and promote evidence-based medicine across the globe. And this Stand with Science also encourages integrated scientific solution for pandemic, climate change, zoonotic diseases. That means, as a global citizen, we need to collaborate and work together. Hence, in simple words, my dear friend, this theme means if we work together and trust science, we can build a healthier world for everyone, my dear friends. That is, together for health, stand with science. So, at this point of time, we need to choose evidence over misinformation. As the IT sector is growing, social media is becoming every day, every minute, every second, information is getting overloaded. We need to choose evidence-based information and decision making. We need to counter the misinformation. This is becoming a big menace. So, importance of this theme means post-pandemic world needs a stronger trust in science and public health systems. As I mentioned, rising misinformation makes scientific communication becomes very critical. Misinformation spreads very fast. That can become health hazard in a public health issue, my dear friends. So, in a global challenges like pandemic, climate change, war, we require to jointly act, share knowledge, and bring down the misery collectively. Now the question is this the theme apt for the contemporary world? Was this an excellent theme? Especially when there are multiple wars are going on. Terrorism is at the helm of the affair. Considering all this, was this the right theme? Is the question for the contemporary world, that too in 2026. If you look at this theme would have been better in 2020. But however, the World Health Organization would have chosen, considering there are 3 important wars going on, which are affecting millions of people, children, women, senior citizen, and every human being. So this year theme would have been something like health for peace, healing in times of conflict, no health without peace, care beyond conflict, health system in crisis zone, caring PTSD during war. War leaves scars, prioritizing mental health in crisis. From trauma to recovery, mental health in humanitarian agencies or emergencies. Access to care is a right even in war. These could have been important themes. Although why World Health Organization has chosen a different theme to stand together and believe in science. Yes, although it is one of the apt but not for the contemporary world. So in 2026, they have chosen Together for Health, Stand with Science. Wish the World Health Organization would have urged through this theme, we require peace. Health cannot be there without peace would have been the best theme. But however, Together for Health, Stand with Science is also good, but not apt to the current contemporary world where the war and terrorism are occurring. So, we need to work together to have a healthier world, my dear friends. Although there is war, although there is terrorism across the country, across the globe, we need to work together to bring in peace. With peace, the health prevails. Without peace, there is no health, my dear friends. So, how to observe this important World Health Day? We need to have health camps, awareness drive, public campaign regarding this theme, academic discussions, policy dialogues, social media initiatives, and community outreach. At the same time, every global citizen need to urge their politicians, policymaker to bring peace. Without peace, there is no health, my dear friends. Although this is an important subject for a World Health Organization, at this point of time, considering this theme, we need to have an evidence-based governance. Science must guide the decision with regard to health. Trust is the central to the health system. Trust builds on science. We need to counter misinformation in health. We need to rope all the influencers, social media, to give in science-based information rather than misinformation. We need to address social and environmental determinants to prevent various chronic illness, my dear friends. In this regard, Together for Health, Stand with Science, World Health Organization has urged every person to observe 7th of April regarding this theme. So, my dear friends, thank you very much for giving your valuable time. Please remember, seeking information from science-based institution is very essential. But without peace, there is no health. Thank you.